I'm live. Let me go post it on the website and we'll get started. If you're just dropping into the recording, you can fast forward a couple minutes and that way you won't have to watch me post the link. Join the link. Whoops, I didn't erase Thursday. Here we go. Delete. There's Thursday. Command V, Shift, highlight, link, enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update, delete yesterday's link. God, I'm behind today. Holy Moses, the whole day I'm behind. Click on view page. Go double check that the link is working properly, which it is. And then let's post this on fix the archive page. If I don't do it right now, it goes crazy. Hey Vicky, sorry I'm running late today. I have not been able to get caught up all day today, and I keep thinking, okay, I'm done with my craziness from the morning, and it just is not working out. Let me paste that there, that, highlight that, turn that, and hit update. Wait for that. Okay, and then hit view page. I should be out. All right, so I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Sound is good. I'm sounding great. All right, awesome. We're going to be making this happen. Okay, guys, so let me pull up our playlist as I have been playing. You'd think by today I'd have everything memorized, right? The last couple days I've been playing with my at-home guitar, which is metal strings, and today I'm going to be playing with my at-work guitar, and it is got plastic strings on it, so I should sound far more classical today than I have been. All right, let's make sure everything else is going good. All right, so Vicky, might be you and me. Maybe we'll be joined by others. I don't know. Since I'm running late, who knows? Who cares, right? We're here to play music. That's what we're going to do. I got to sneeze. Screen goes blurry. Comes back in. Come back in, screen. There I am. Okay. Let's play Row, 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 You Boat. Remember D chord, index, middle, and ring. Okay. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why did I count in 4? That's dumb. We're in 6, so I should count in 2. 1, 2. Here we go. Now, oh, I know, right? I'm the only one who's been in this part of the building for weeks, so I think there are a painter who comes in and he comes down to the third floor here, but I'm way up in the mezzanine, so occasionally I see him in passing. Hey, Paul. Okay, that's it. That's been my total interaction in this gigantic old building for weeks. Oh, that's not true. Sometimes Helen is here. Helen is the director of the building. Here we go. D chord. We all have rules about sneezing now, right? We had them before. We just didn't follow them. Now we have to follow them. I'll count in 2 and we're going to go. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream again. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. One more time. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. One more time. Row, row, row. Let me do it faster. Row, 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 row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Let's do it even one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. $50 guitar. Love this guy. Okay, he's my buddy. Um, Notice nothing else is going on over here. All that different types of music is all coming out from over on this side. Very important. Okay, let's. When do you upstrum? When do you upstrum? That's a great question. So let's say I'm going down. Row, row, row your boat. Hey Evelyn, welcome in. Glad you're here. So the big thing with strumming. Okay, let's say you're going to go strum a tune. There's a couple, depending on what meter you're in, it's going to make a little bit of a difference. So if you're in four, you would be down, 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 down. Of those four that you're going down, one and three are the important ones. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you wouldn't necessarily strum it like that. You might strum it as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the important ones. In a song like this, where it's in 6, 1 and 4 are the important ones, which makes it feel like it's in 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row, row, row your boat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row 2, 3, row 2, 3, row your boat. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Now, when you're thinking, and then the other one is waltz time, which is 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you want to know which beats are the ones to emphasize. In 6/8, it's 1 and 4, which really we just usually count it as 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And generally speaking, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but generally speaking, 1 and 4 should be down strums. Anything else you do during that time is completely okay. It's completely up to you as long as 1 and 4 are happening when they're supposed to happen, and they're typically down strums. So if I go row, row, row your boat, instead I might do row, row, row your boat. Okay, now I'm coming up on what amounts to 2.5, right? Row, 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 row your boat gently down the stream. Okay, and you can make it fancier. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. So there I'm plucking in 6. But the upstrokes I generally do, if I feel like I have time to run my thumb up over that and it's going to sound good, I do it. Right? Very common when I'm playing in 4, I'm thinking is 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice, 4. 3 blind mice, 4. Okay, I would probably more realistically, as a musician, probably do 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. So now I'm upstrumming every other beat, or on 2 and 4, so that I'm downstrumming on 1 and 3. So no specific rule on that necessarily. Hey, when do you upstrum? As long as you've got your down beats at the correct spot. Okay, so 1 and 3 when you're in 4, 1 and 4 when you're in 6, and 1 when you're in 3, and that will cover 80%, 90% of your playing time is getting 4, 4, 3, 4, and 6, 8 times. That's most of the music that you'll play. And so I'd say generally what I'm doing is I'm just feeling it, right? When do I upstrum? When I feel like it's going to be cool, right? When I can get away with it and still get my downstrumming in good position. Okay. To be honest, since I don't do that much strumming anyway, it's really like more about, hey, when do I do something fancy with this? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. So you see I'm hitting this as on the 1s and 4s, and then 2, 3, and 5, 6 are becoming my thumb. Row, row, row your boat. Okay, and so then there's that. In order to change the strings, row, 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 row your boat. Or you might use a different, these fingers as your up strums, right? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. so that's what you're going for. Whether you pull it off well or not is another question. But don't worry so much about upstrum as worrying about when your downstrums are happening. And so again, in 6/8, they're happening on 1, 2, 1, 2, but more specifically as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then anytime you want to come up after that, it's fine. Upstrums, lots of choices, right? If you're coming down with your index finger, you can come back up with your index finger, and you get a different feeling. This is really sharp because you're using your nail, and this is more soft because you're using the pad. This I have a tendency to use my thumb going down because I like that soft sound, and then use my nail coming back up to get that harder sound. It's another reason not to use a pick because picks are hard going down and hard coming back up. They are very specific and very loud and all that stuff. There are some reasons to use a pick, but if you have a plastic string guitar, you won't ever use a pick. And if you do use a pick on a metal string guitar, you end up with essentially the same feeling going up and down. So I don't necessarily like that, and it prevents you from using the all four of your picks simultaneously when you are using a single pick. And there's a lot more to talk about picks than that, but that's my basic overview. Just don't use one and you'll be fine. All right. Hopefully that helps, Vicky. I don't know if that made any sense. I like the thumb for both too. Yeah, just soft down and a little bit more dramatic coming up. I think it sounds nice. And even a simple song like this: row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. You get a nice little bit of a punch there on the offbeat, and that's, I don't know, sounds kind of cool. But you can try it with this one as well. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay. And then I end up strumming in 4 when I'm really needing to strum in 2. So, creates a level of complexity, and the more comfy you get with it, the easier it is. So try it different ways, and different songs will lend themselves one way or another to cooperating with that question. It's getting clearer each day. Yay! That's exciting. That's what we want, right? Here's what I know. You practice a little bit, not necessarily every day, here and there, but if you show up here every day, that's a much harder part of the thing. Showing up is the most important part. Practicing is the second most important part. And that we could say going to your lesson is showing up. If you keep showing up to lessons, pretty soon you're going to be a good player, whether you practice or not. And you should practice as well, obviously. Every day. Okay? All right. Long talk on chords on Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Let's play the melody. 1, 2. Again. Pretty nice. Okay, nice little melody. That's the problem with one chord songs is you've got the D chord here and the D chord here, and boy, you have to move very quickly between those 2 D chords. Okay? All right, let's play the tough axe, sorry. Okay, nice and slow. Let's walk through it. You got a D chord. There's 3 strings. Make sure your thumb is resting on the bottom one. You play that twice. Okay, play it again. Middle finger up to the 0, and then play a nice full D chord. Got a clank because I'm not holding the guitar properly. That's why that clank showed up. Isn't that fascinating? When you have terrible posture, you have terrible tone. Okay. Measure 3. You got another D chord. Open. Another D chord. Add your pinky to get that 3, and then slide it up to the 5. A couple of decorative notes. 3, 2. Slide all the way up to the 10, and grab first finger grabbing the 2 10s down, middle finger grabbing the 11th on the third string. And then you're going to pluck these together. So to the 2 10s, and then the 11 10. Then, like the wind, you're back here at the regular D chord, grab all 3 strings, and then grab strings 4, 3, and 2. Okay, and then put your pinky up on 5 and grab all 4 strings. Back to 3. Grab the back. Lose your pinky to get the 2. Open the middle finger, and then just 3 strings. Decorative, decorative. We end on D. Great place to bum, and then we go back and do it again. Okay, so from the top, we'll play it through twice. Go down all the way through 8, come back up, come back down, skip 8 on the last time through. 1, 2. Top. Slow down way lots at that end just for drama's sake, right? Doesn't say it on the sheet music. We don't even have a timing set up on those 2 last decorative notes. But you've heard enough tunes in your life. You know how music's supposed to work. That last little bit of drama, a little bit of show business. Slow it down. Bum, bum. Right? That's how we like that. All right, row, row, row your boat. Let's move on. Next, we're playing London Bridge. 2 different ways to play London Bridges. A key of A, which best friends, A, B, C, D, E, A and E. Okay, and the other one is C and G. C, D, E, F, G, C and G are best friends. Okay, so we'll sing it one way and then we'll sing it the other way. For me, as I've mentioned many times, C chord just eats me alive after all these years, right? My hands do not like it. My guitars know that I don't like it, and they're going to fight back. So getting that C on is going to be my challenge always, and then G chord from there, okay, A chord, and E chord. Okay, let's give it a try. We'll play it through twice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Keep going. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Back to the top. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Okay. I thought it would do, based on our Vicky and I's discussion about, hey, first time through, just very clean. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second time I went through, I thought, all right, I want to see how much upstrumming I can actually squeeze in there. And what I find with, for me anyway, is when it comes to upstrumming, if I see a half note coming, I know there's not going to be any other music going on for two full beats there. That's the time I'm going to put in as much jazz as I can, right? So if you're coming in at London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Right, those half notes provide you with a great opportunity to put in some jazz in there, a little bit of excitement. Okay, good. Vicky says the more I play these songs, the more I like them. uh, the more you hang around with me, the more you will grow weary of these songs because I think that they are wonderful teaching tools, and I just keep throwing them out and going over them. I find every time I play them, I get a little better. I learn a little bit of extra something. One of these days, my C chord's actually going to get on without me freaking out about it. All of this stuff, right? And so, yeah, I love these songs. I love them. I think they're absolutely fabulous. They're old fashioned, and they're not. When people decide they want to play guitar, they're always looking at something more modern than these. But they are could do themselves a favor. If you actually study these songs and get good at them, you got about 10, 12 weeks worth of serious focused study to get through level 3, and then you're going to be a very fine guitarist the rest of your life. Otherwise, you can go mess around with all these other programs and they, dive into minutia that they don't need to dive into. Really, but I think most adults want to do is they want to play a nice tune, not terribly fast. It sounds lovely coming out of the guitar. Don't necessarily want to sing. Um, and if you want to do those types of things, this program will just get you set up and boom, right in there really quickly. All right, there's the chords. A lot of chords discussion today. Let's do the melody. Okay, again, we're in 4, so we count in 1, 2, 3, 4. There are no pickup notes on this, and we'll get started. Okay, all right, Vicky, right on. I don't know how Vicky does that. Play guitar, type. Play guitar, type. What do I? I'll say. I'll do this. Don't drop your guitar! Exclamation point. Okay, all right. The melody. Here we go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 2. Well, let's go do it again. From the top, go. Nice. Okay, so we know how the melody goes. With that one, what I'm always thinking about when I'm playing melody is positional playing. And in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm able to play the whole entire piece except for those 5s that sneak in. And so for those, I'm reaching up here and then trying everything I can to get back into first position, right? 1, 2, 3. So the song works very well in first position until those 5s show up, and then I'm going to go ahead and reach up and grab those 5s and jump back. The problem with reaching up and grabbing any fret that's not in your standard position is it will pull your whole hand out of position. And depending on the complexity of the music, it's a lot of times dumb to reach up like that. In this case, it's I've only got those couple of 5s that are hanging out there. It makes sense. But most of the time, you're going to be pulling your whole hand out of the position. And a lot of times, the melody will follow along. You'll have a number of notes up here. So that's when you're mindful and think, all right, I'm going to slide up here and play those notes up there. This song is not that song, but gives you a sense to think about. All right, I'm the lead guitarist. I'm going to be playing melody. I want it to go smoothly. I want it to go great. I'd like to always be wherever position I am. I'd like to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then play it that way rather than reaching because we tend to miss. We either go too far or too short when we miss, and then our tone suffers. So that's what positional playing. That's why we always play through the melody. Part one of the reasons we play through the melody is just to make sure that we're thinking through positional playing, making sure that it's good. Okay, all right. Um, we won't cover arpeggios on this one. Yeah, in my local classes here, at level one, I want you to be able to play the chords and I want you to be able to play the melody. That's it. Level two, I do want you to play the chords, which you have a lot more in level two than level one. I want you to play the melodies, of course. And then I also start pushing tough uke, right? Getting tough acts, getting you to play the chord and the melody at the same time. And so let's walk through it, make sure we know what we're doing, and then we'll play. We walked through it the last couple of days. We don't need to walk through it. Let's just take our time and see how it goes. Okay, let's see if you can just do it straight up. Okay, first time through we'll strum, second time through we'll pluck. Okay, tough acts, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. London bridges falling down, E chord, falling down, A chord, falling down. London bridges falling down, E chord, my fair lady, to C chord with your pinky. London bridge is falling down. Where am I? London bridge is falling down. Sorry, I blew it. I got to switch to G chord. I lost my place on the paper. Have you ever done that? I just did. Play major 11. Go. Falling down. Falling down. London bridge is falling down. My fair lady. Let's go do it from the top one more time. Build it up with silver and gold. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Build it up with silver and gold. My fair lady. C chord. We'll do the last verse. Take the key and have some tea. Have some tea. Have some tea. Take the key and have some tea. My fair lady. 3, 4. Okay, there you go. That's how we play that song. I would say of the things that the takeaway from that is, hey, I got this C chord on. It's very complicated. In addition to that, I've got to get my pinky super busy with playing those fives, playing the threes, and in this case, you might even use your ring finger to get the 3. You got a whole lot of other stuff going that makes it even more awkward. And so the more you practice those sort of awkward motions on these easier songs, and nothing is easy in music, but these are easier than some of the other songs you're going to run into. to. The more you practice it on these types of songs, then the more ready your fingers are when you encounter that exact situation in a more complex or a faster speed song. And so that C chord with your pinky on the three, that's coming up. It's coming up. It's going to happen a lot. And practicing running it into it here where you can really start to mentally come up with a plan. How are you going to get that to work when you finally get there? And then run through these silly little old songs like this a few times until your fingers like, okay, I know how to do that. And then your stress level goes way down when you see it in a more complex song. So, all right, there's London Bridges, doing great. Next thing up, I believe we are going to play the London Bridge. Jeanie with the light brown hair. That's what I thought. All right, book three. Book three is as many chords as needed as the song needs, still keeping it as public domain. At level three, my thought is, hey, you should be able to play chords now. That should no longer be a problem. Yeah, you're always going to run into new chords. You're always going to have to figure out how best to handle them, but you've got an attack strategy for chords once you get to level three. Biggest challenge at level three is bar chords start to pop in a whole bunch more. We do meet bar chords in level two, but in level three, they are, whenever they show up, you got to play them. And so be getting your bar chords together. One of the reasons people quit guitar is because of bar chords, and don't be that person. Bar chords are hard. If everybody could do them, then everybody would be out playing guitar every night. But the truth is most people really struggle with bar chords. And so just let yourself go through the process of getting your hands stronger, getting yourself hitting a lot of dead notes and terrible sounding things until one day, boom, the bar chords are there. I don't know necessarily if bar chords ever just magically go away as a problem. Arlo's been playing a long time. I did ask him one time, I said, are you cool with bar chords? And he's like, it's just something you do. So there does come that point, right? And he's been playing a long time, but it's never going to be as easy as some of the other stuff. Although there are some bar chords I think are easier to play than like a C chord, which is all stretched out there. So mess around with level three in the sense that the chords, you do need to know all the chords. There's no chords on level three that aren't coming up in your life. There's one C sharp, I think, that comes up that you probably aren't going to run into very often. But for the most part, in book three, everything that's in here is pretty standard issue, and it's because these are old-fashioned public domain songs that anybody can arrange. Well, songs that are worth playing, have great melodies, aren't too crazy complex chords. They tend to stick around. Something like Silent Night or First Noel, super old songs, those hang around because the melody's great and the chords are playable. And so something like this, same thing. Then everything in book three is like that. They're songs that we know and have been around forever because they got great melodies, rational chords, and the whole thing works together. Evelyn, I can only handle level 1 and 2. Totally lost when we get to level 3 and up. Yeah, Evelyn, right? Level 1 and level 2 is where you're at right now, and that's okay. You can you get your London Bridge in. You're like, see ya, and off you go if you want. The nice part is level 3 just builds on what you learned in level 2, but of course the complexity goes way up again. So now instead of just 2 chords in every song, now you might have 8 chords or 10 chords or 4 chords, depending on the song. Danny Boy only has 3 chords, but it's a much more complex song. And so that's when we start to say, all right, I'm struggling a little bit at level 3. That's perfectly fine. I should be, right? So you spend a little bit more time in level 2, peek out on level 3, go find the songs in there that you kind of like. But all of them are arranged in basically the same thought process as, hey, here's the melody, here's the chords, how much of the chord can I fit in underneath the melody? And I don't purposely make level 3 chords songs harder. I don't ever do that. I want to make every song easier. What I do know, though, is at level 3, you got a lot more chords, which will increase the complexity of stuff that you have to do with your left hand. Right hand, that never changes. You're going to strum, you're going to pluck, you're going to arpeggiate, you're going to strum with this finger, you're going to strum with this finger, right? We're going to mix all those together. That sort of stuff never changes. And so what's fascinating to me when I watch advanced guitar players is this hand is incredibly competent. All sorts of cool stuff are happening over here. But the guitarists don't look at this hand because it's just more of the same that they've always had to do. They're over here staring at this to make sure that their placement of their left hand fingers is very specific and very exacting, and where it needs to be when it needs to be there. And that of course requires that you have your song memorized, because most of us are staring at the paper. all right let's we don't need to play through the melody, and we don't need to play through the chords. What we really want to do is just get really good at this tough uke. Okay, so I want us to, let's walk through it one time, and then we'll go back through and we'll play it twice. From the top, hit the 0, hit the 003, 0, partial C chord, open, hit the 2 and the O, 000, 02, and 00, 00, 2 O. This is an E minor with a 3 on the top, hit the 0, 003, O, 202. Okay, now we start the song. I dream of Jeanie with the light brown hair, born like a vapor on the summer air. I turn the page, G chord, see her tripping with the bright strings play. A7, but you're really going to do an A chord here. Happy as the 2002 daisies that. Grab your A minor, but move it up to 3. Slide it back to 2 on her, and then grab your D chord. Way. That's a hard section right through there. That's a toughie. Okay, so those two measures are hard, for sure. Okay, all of it's hard. Those are harder. Measure 13 goes back to a little bit easier playing. Many were the wild notes her merry voice would pour. E minor. Many were the blackbirds that turned the page. E minor. Warble them more. And then we go back to the main idea. I dream of Jeanie with the light brown hair, floating like a vapor on the summer air. Oh, oh, I. And then we go back and repeat. Okay? So that's it. Let's go ahead and play through the whole thing. We're going to play through it 2 times through, and then we'll play through Lean On Me 1 time through, because we've been playing that one a lot. Okay? All right. From the top, 2 times through. We'll have little pauses between each page just to make sure you have a chance to turn the page. I can't look out over you in my orchestra to tell if you've all got your page turned, so I just give you a little bit of time. Reach up, turn the page, get back. Okay? Hardest part in music, I think. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Measure 5. second. Get it ready. Go to your E minor. To the top. To measure 5. Go back 2 pages. Page 5 or measure 5. 1, 2, ready, play. Go. Measure 17. Second ending. Boy, that's a pretty tune. My goodness. Stephen Foster, and he died a drunken alcoholic, unfortunately, but he was the first American professional musician. And the one thing he did, he wrote all of these sort of old sentimental ballads. He was absolutely, was at that Civil War period and just after. And really, people were looking for sad, sentimental things, and he really had a modern way of words, and these really beautiful floating melodies. And Vicky says, "I got parts of it." That's excellent, right? Um, and um, so did I, Vicky. I got parts of it as well. I had a pretty good day of it playing that song. That doesn't mean that goes out well every day, but the idea is, when I first wrote this out, I could barely play it. Now I can play it pretty well, right? And so we just keep at it. And I do think that this business of finding a song that has a nice melody, the arrangement's good, you've got some tools and some thoughts process to get together. The one thing that helps is if you can come and play a little bit every day, you get where you kind of start to have a lot of repetition in certain shapes and certain ideas. In this song, everything is pretty, kind of repeats a lot. Clear up, and what kills me every time at measure 16, there's this E minor. It's the only place in this song that it shows up with that particular arrangement, and I blow it every time because I just don't have a ton of experience in this song of that E minor showing up. Do I have a problem playing E minor? No. Do I have a problem when it shows up in here? Heck yeah, I blow it every time. And so I'm knowing by playing this song every day all this week, like, okay, when you turn that page, you're going to have misery on your hands. Get that E minor on. And so I think that it's I think that the key there is just have faith. It's going to come around. Have faith. Keep playing it. Let those places that you screw up, work on those. Try to get them when you're not screwing them up. But just have faith, because there comes a day when all of a sudden, oh yeah, I've seen all of these shapes a million times, and my hand's automatically going to them. That's what you're after. So Ricky says, I've always wanted to play chord melody. You're doing it. You're done. You reached a goal. The problem with goal setting when we're new is we say, I want to play chord melody, and then 4 or 6 weeks in, you're like, oh, I'm playing chord melody. Oh, well, now what is my new goal? Back when I was a little boy, every single time there was a birthday cake, I wished for a motorcycle. And the problem was when I was 12, I got a motorcycle. Well, now what do I wish for? So be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Well, thank you, Vicki. I will tell you, there's a lot of things in life that I don't do very well. Returning emails is one of them. But I do think when it comes to playing, writing out arrangements, the one thing that I do, I really want it to be easy to play. And I want to play whatever song it is, but I want to find the easiest and best way to play that without necessarily simplifying the song. Sometimes I'll take off a couple of things that I feel like are just complex to be complex. But for the most part, I want songs where you can sit down and, yeah, they might be hard. It might take you a few weeks, but we want at the end of it to have something that's relatively playable, that sounds beautiful, that sounds like the song. And so that's what I always work on. And I think Christy's Lean on Me, which we're now switching to, by the way, her version of Lean on Me it has a lot of that sense to it. Like when she first sent it to me, pretty complex. She set it up for an orchestra. So we have 18 players, everybody gets a different part. You can get very complex. But when it comes time for tough acts and it's just you and the paper and you are in the song, we want to get it where it's going to be reasonably playable. And that's what I think she did here too. I also think when it comes to being a chord melody player, we start off slow, we start off beautiful, we work on this melodic motion. We don't want the chords super complex, but there's no end in sight for how far you can take that. The big key is, hey, I want to have more complex chords. I want to make songs a little faster. I want to do these next levels and next levels and next levels. The nice part about it is it breaks into sort of two areas. You can go into classical guitar, which there is no end to what you can work on, or you can go into ever more sophisticated chord melody playing. And it hasn't become popular in the general public yet, but the day's coming when more and more guitarists are going to sit down on Good Morning America, for example, and just pluck out a beautiful tune without singing. I don't know if that day's coming or not, but I sure think it will. People are used to having a guitar and a pretty girl singing with a and strumming, but I don't think that's going to be that way forever. And I do think, even if it's not that way forever, we have a lifelong program here. There's thousands of songs. You're going to live another 1,000 days, 10,000 days maybe, right? And every day you sit down with a chord melody arrangement and see if you can knock it out. And the more you do, just the easier it gets, right? So again, practice a little every day and show up to a lesson or to a rehearsal or to a band or whatever. All right. Lean on Me. This is our swan song for the day. We got 10 minutes to get this out. Top to bottom, no stopping. Okay, well, stopping to turn back to the page. Okay, let's see how we do. By the way, tonight is the one song concert, so we'll be playing "Lean on Me." And if you have the sheet music, just stop by the website at now it's 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So wherever that frame is for you, it's at 8 o'clock tonight. I'll post a link on the orchestra website. You come in, we play the song in several different ways and try to talk about it, and then we're done. Right, that's it. So "Lean on Me" is our song for tonight, and that's it. That's all we work on Thursday nights. It's one level 4 song, and so we'll see who shows up. Okay, D chord. Here we go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. three, go. All the way back to the top and go. Okay, turn the page and go. Big ending here. Where's this? 7 7 10. 5 7 10 to 10. There it is. That's the end. Blew the ending. Nothing like blowing the ending. All right. All right. Nothing quite as fine as that. I do it all the time. So there we go. So tonight we'll play that song again, just that song tonight, and then tomorrow is our last chance to play through all of the songs on here. So thank you guys for being here, Vicky and Evelyn, and anybody else hiding out up here. Have a great day. A lot of music, a lot of good songs. Hopefully, we lost it all. Just strumming D-chord. It's tough, guys. Right? Be patient with yourself. You have put in front of you an assignment that almost no guitarists ever get to. Almost no guitarists. Almost no guitars. Everybody has a guitar. Everybody. It's always under their bed. So everybody has a guitar. Of that percentage of people, about 10% of them actually can play enough chords to hack out a Joni Mitchell tune. And then about 1% of those can play chord melody stuff. So patience, Karasapa. You'll get there. You will absolutely get there. And starts with mastering level 1, then mastering level 2, and then dealing with the fact that level 3 is way harder than level 2. And level 4 is even harder, right? So, but get that toolbox in place, and all the other stuff is just about spending some time Okay. So have a wonderful night, you guys. I will see some of you tonight, and I will see some of you tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.